turmoil that's going on in the world, a lot of times we have these worries and it can really affect our mental health, our spiritual health. How do you personally, or how do you recommend that we keep our spiritual connection with Allah alive in times where it's hard to find hope?
So, if we go back to our own Islamic tradition, our own Islamic history, the times that the Muslim community and the Prophet passed through were much worse than this, right? And how did they respond? They responded with a level of not just commitment, but understanding that this life is for a purpose. And so what I've learned from people who have struggled, especially in politics overseas, those who are really persecuted, right, for their beliefs, is that there has to be a level of you wake up every morning and you renew your intention. Why am I doing this? What is this for? It is so easy to get, and I tell this to my students, to get caught up in the kind of success story is, right, the McMansion, 2 cars, 2.2 kids, and I've made it, right? Or in the academic field, right, I've got a wall with 5 degrees on it. Right? Yeah. But what is that? Like, if it is not going to lead you to achieving some kind of higher purpose, that the mission is the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're totally missing it, right? And if you Google or go on Amazon or Barnes & Noble and say, books of success, right? Top 20 best habits for women, it's lean in, right? It's all about success is getting to proximities of power. But what is success for the Muslim? Right? We know that in Surah Al-Mu'minun, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ, successful are the believers, right? Who do what? Say their prayers on time, right? Who are honest, right? Who are chaste, right? Who have those values that protect them as individuals, so they go forth in the world and do what? Do the good that is needed, not just for the world, but for their own betterment in the future. And it is so easy to be cynical, but it's also so easy to see that our lives and our professions are separate from our spiritual purpose, right? That I can talk about war and peace, and terrorism and counterterrorism, and U.S. foreign policy, right? But if my intention is not the betterment of this world, because this is the vehicle for I hope Allah will help me bring me closer to Him, then I'm missing the big picture, right? I'll tell you this one short story. When I was in undergrad, right? My father comes into my bedroom one night and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm studying." Right? He's like, "Why are you studying so hard?" Now, I was really studious. I was like one of those people who had the best notes. Everyone wanted to borrow them. That kind of person, right? All the free riders would come to me, right? And so he's like, "Why are you studying so hard?" I was like, "Baba, because when I graduate from college, I'm not just going to graduate, I'm going to graduate with the highest honors. Like, when they say my name, they're going to say, like, magna summa, awesome cum laude, right? Like, they're going to say all of it, right?" And so he says to me words I'll never forget. He's like, "Dalia, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not care if you graduate from college with honors, if it's not going to help you to graduate from this life with honors."
Wow, subhanAllah.
And we have for so long lived in a spiritual circumstance that what we do is separate from our spiritual goal, right? And if we don't understand that there is a big picture and we got to keep our eye on the prize, then the route we take might not lead us there.
SubhanAllah, that was an amazing story. It's definitely hard to keep that in mind sometimes with everything that's going on, but we're blessed that we have that infrastructure, and it's just a matter of constantly remembering it and sticking to it. So I really appreciate that. We were just talking to Dalia Fahmy. Thank you very much for joining us and imparting us with your wisdom.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.